Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lahu wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh. Amma ba'du fa'uzu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Allazi yaraka hina taqum وتقلبك في الساجدين. The verses that I have recited before you have been taken from Surah Ash-Shu'ara, verse 219 and 220. And the translation of the verses I have recited before you is as follows. Who sees thee when you stand in prayer? And who sees thy movements amongst those who prostrate themselves before Allah? So as we are passing through the final month of Ramadan, the final Ashra of Ramadan, the last week of Ramadan, and during these last 10 days of Ramadan, we see that Allah Ta'ala, He shows His manifestation through our acceptance of prayers in different forms. And while some of us may witness His manifestation in the spiritual aspect, others may witness it through the physical aspect. So, as we know that through the holy month of Ramadan, when we begin fasting and we begin adopting taqwa and righteousness, and we began fasting for the sake of Allah Ta'ala, and Allah Ta'ala, as He states in the following verse of the Holy Quran, that Ya ayyuhallazina amanu kutiba alaykumus siyamu kama kutiba alal lazina min qablikum la'allakum tattaqun. That, O ye who believe, fasting has been prescribed upon you as it was prescribed upon those before you, so that you may become righteous. So one thing we know is that when we are passing through the month of Ramadan, the only way we can be certain that Allah Ta'ala is accepting our prayers is only if we understand the definition of salat, the definition of praying itself. What is the philosophy of prayers? And as we know that the Holy Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam has defined the meaning of prayer through various means. And Hazrat Muslim Maud has defined the call for prayer in 6 definitions. And the first condition, in order for our prayers to be accepted, is that we need to be very, very consistent in observing our prayers. And we need to offer our prayers according to the prescribed conditions. It is not possible that we claim to have a very strong connection to Allah Ta'ala when we are not acting according to the prescribed conditions of prayer itself. So therefore, since the prayers of the Holy Prophet ﷺ are the perfect leading example for us, then we should try our best to perceive the importance of prayers given by the Holy Prophet ﷺ and to follow his example to correct and firmly establish our practice of praying. The Holy Prophet ﷺ states that Ju'ila qurratu aini fi salati, Ju'ila qurratu aini fi salati, that the prayers have been made a state of coolness. They have been made a state of cool feeling for my eyes. Similarly, the Holy Prophet ﷺ would also advise Hazrat Bilal radiallahu anhu that Ya Bilalu arihna bis salati, O Bilal, enjoin the call of prayer while giving comfort to us. So as you know that the final days of Ramzan, when they bring Ramzan to an end, we also witness that Allah Ta'ala, as we know that He states in the Holy Quran that Ud'uni astajib lakum, that call unto me and I will answer your prayer. So we see a lot of incidents, not only in the life of the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when Allah Ta'ala accepted his prayer. We see that the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, from the first instance when he witnessed, the divine manifestation of Allah Ta'ala through the first revelation of the Holy Quran, from Iqra bismi rabbika allazi khalaq. Similarly, we see a big amount of incidents, a huge amount of incidents also taking place, not only in the life of the Holy Prophet ﷺ and his companions and his khulafa, but we also see that the divine manifestation, which had been considered as being lost amongst the Muslim Ummah for thousands of years after the Holy Prophet ﷺ passed away, it was once again rejuvenated through the life of the promised Messiah ﷺ and his khulafa once again. So the promised Messiah ﷺ, when he made the claim that Allah Ta'ala, that God who was considered to be absent for many ages before my advent, I once again loudly proclaim that that God speaks in this day and age as he also spoke to his prophets in the past. So one example we find, taken from the Friday sermon of Azuri Anwar Eidullah Ta'ala bin Nasr Aziz in regards to the acceptance of prayers, is through various companions of the promised Messiah ﷺ who not only accepted him, but we also find from the quote of the promised Messiah ﷺ that this is the reality of dua. And the promised Messiah ﷺ states, prayer is a wonderful thing. It is a pity that those who pray are not aware of the true manner of prayer, nor are they acquainted with the ways of acceptance of prayer. So the truth is that the very reality of prayer has become strange. There are some who deny the effectiveness of prayer altogether. There are others who do not deny it, but as their prayers are not accepted on account of their lack of knowledge of the manner of prayer, and are not prayers in the true sense, their condition is worse than that of those who deny the effectiveness of prayer. So their practical condition has pushed many others to the verge of atheism. So people who benefited the most from the knowledge and wisdom imparted by the promised Messiah ﷺ were his companions, who gained first-hand training from him. And these companions of the promised Messiah ﷺ were not only blessed in the lifetime of the promised Messiah ﷺ through the acceptance of their prayers by accepting the Imam of the age, but we also see that after the promised Messiah ﷺ had passed away, the manifestation of the acceptance of their prayers continued. It continued even in their lifetime and also in the lifetime of the Khulafa. So one example we have of the companion of the promised Messiah ﷺ, his name is Mian Muhammad Nawaz Khan Sahib, who has narrated his experience of the year 1906 when he was in Sialkot. This was during the days of the plague epidemic, when it began to escalate and the rate of mortality and the death toll was rising increasingly. As he was lying in his bed, he could feel the symptoms of the plague on himself. At that point, he began praying that, "Oh my Lord, I have accepted your chosen one. I have accepted your chosen one. Yet I have contracted the plague as well." So miraculously, as a result of the prayer, by the next morning, he had recovered fully. His companion by the name of Muhammad Shah, who had contracted the disease at the same time, had also passed away. So this is one miraculous incident taken from the life of Muhammad Nawaz Khan Sahib, a companion, who states that although, God forbid, he was about to be affected by the symptoms of the plague, yet when he made a very, very simple call to Allah Ta'ala and he prayed to Allah Ta'ala that, "Oh my Lord, I have accepted your chosen one. Yet I have also come in contact with the plague. So, oh my God, please help me." Miraculously, as a result of the prayer, the next morning he had recovered fully. So this is one way of how Allah Ta'ala manifests the acceptance of the prayers of his humble servants. Meaning that when the servants of Allah Ta'ala, when they are in a very, very grievous state, in a very painful state, then Allah Ta'ala, he is very, very merciful. He accepts the cries and prayers of his servants, even in the most intense moment. Similarly, we have another companion of the Promised Messiah, who we all know is Hazrat Khalifatul Masih Awal Radhiyallahu anhu, who narrates that once he was traveling on foot from Jammu to Kashmir, and on his way, he had the opportunity to supplicate in earnest about his situation, in a very earnest manner about his situation, mainly about his finances. After that day, he was never pressed for money and was endowed with means from places where he least expected. Similarly, we have the case of Hazrat Amir Khan Sahib, who narrates that in 1915, his son Abdullah, he was afflicted with the plague. Within 2 days, the fever had made him so weak, it had rendered him to such a weak condition that when he returned from work, his son's condition had deteriorated extensively. At that time, that was his only child. And the mother, who was very, very helpless, could only watch her child suffer. So she asked the father to care for him. The heat was very intense, and the small house and loneliness was causing extreme claustrophobia. In this situation, Hazrat Amir Khan Sahib picked up his son and leaned him against his shoulder, and with tears which were flowing forth from his eyes, he supplicated to God Almighty that, "O Lord, in this grave situation, there is no one else besides you who can alleviate our suffering, who can take away our suffering. It is only you who can grant complete health from this ailment." So Hazrat Amir Khan Sahib prayed with such intensity that when he was inspired in his heart to recite a certain verse of the Holy Quran and pass his hand repeatedly over his son's body, he did this with tears flowing from his eyes. Within a matter of few minutes, the fever, it dissipated. The symptoms decreased so much that the child recovered from the disease miraculously. So this is one miracle we see in the life of the companions of the promised Messiah ﷺ and their acceptance of prayer. We have to understand that when we pray to Allah Ta'ala, then our intentions of praying to Him, they need to be very, very pure. If our intentions of praying to Allah Ta'ala are not pure and they are not being made according to the conditions which the promised Messiah ﷺ has put forth for us, then our efforts are totally considered as vain efforts. So the main thing that matters the most, as we know from the example of Hazrat Amir Khan Sahib, is that our connection with Allah Ta'ala needs to be very, very strong. And it should be such a connection that when we suffer from such spiritual ailments, whereas we expect Allah Ta'ala to answer our prayers and to accept them, then we should be very, very, convinced, we should be very firm in trusting Allah Ta'ala. We should put our entire trust in Allah Ta'ala. And Hazrat Chaudhry Amir Muhammad Khan Sahib, we have another example. Hazrat Chaudhry Amir Muhammad Khan Sahib narrates an incident where his wife was under treatment in a clinic for a foot condition. And she had undergone several surgeries, yet that foot condition had not improved. And the nurse at that point, she suggested that the best decision at this point will be to cut the foot off, to cut the foot at the ankle so that the does not become, infected. So after consultation within the household, he gave the consent for the amputation. As he was not allowed into the operation theater, he decided to offer prayers, and he supplicated, "O my Lord, you are the most omnipotent and have the power over everything. Please save my wife's foot from being amputated and from becoming handicapped for the rest of her life." So that Hazrat Chaudhry Amir Muhammad Khan Sahib, after he finished his supplication, he was told that the surgeon refused to amputate the foot and decided to operate on it. And thus his wife was saved from this lifelong state of being handicapped. So this is one simple supplication of Hazrat Chaudhry Amir Muhammad Khan Sahib that we see being recorded in this incident. Yet, however, the power of the acceptance of the prayers of Chaudhry Muhammad Khan Sahib was so strong, mainly due to the fact that he had accepted the promised Messiah, Islam, the Imam of the age. And it was not only that he had accepted the promised Messiah, Islam, rather he was also very firm in the acceptance of his own prayers, that they served as a testimony to the fact that Allah Ta'ala had also accepted his prayers. Similarly, we have another companion whose name is Hazrat Amir Khan Sahib. He narrates a time in his life, a life incident that when he was experiencing a financial crisis in his life, he prayed, and then during Ramadan, he had further opportunities to supplicate, and then he began doing itikaf, and he prayed even more. At this point, he received a revelation in Punjabi that the difficult situation will be alleviated soon. However, the period of the financial crisis was prolonged, and then he was blessed with a son, and soon after that, he was hired as a sub-inspector in his job, and he was also blessed with good monthly wages. So we see that this blessing of the acceptance of the prayers of Hazrat Amir Khan Sahib are mainly due to the fact that when he began praying to Allah Ta'ala in the month of Ramadan, especially in the state of being in itikaf, he prayed even more. So when he witnessed that the circumstances in his life began to improve, mainly for his own advantage, just soon after he received a revelation in Punjabi stating that his situation will be cured, it will be alleviated very soon. Shortly, we are told that his financial crisis began to decrease. And he was also blessed with the birth of a healthy boy. Not only that, but after the month of Ramadan had passed, he was hired as the sub-inspector in his own job. And he was also blessed with such good monthly wages that he was able to pay off all his debts. All the financial crisis that he was facing had now been paid off. Similarly, Babu Abdur Rahman Sahib was traveling along with Chaudhry Rustam Ali Sahib. So another companion by the name of Babu Abdur Rahman Sahib was traveling with Chaudhry Rustam Ali Sahib to Qadian on a horse carriage on an unpaved road. And in Qadian, he performed bath at the hands of the promised Messiah ﷺ, and then he returned home to Budala. When he returned home, his house was undergoing construction on the first floor. But before the construction could begin on the upper level, he suddenly fell very ill. So much so that his fever began to increase to 104 degrees. This lasted for several days. Rustam Ali Sahib used to visit him every day, and he prayed for him and wrote letters to the promised Messiah ﷺ requesting prayers. One afternoon, He saw his deceased sister, his sister who had passed away, in a vision, who said that your prayer has been accepted. When he woke up, he saw his wife, his sister-in-law, his brother, and his sons, and asked them, where was his sister that he had seen her in this vision? Following this episode, he fell unconscious and remained in the state for several days, so much so that the members of the family gave up hope for his survival. Rustam Ali Sahib fervently prayed for his recovery because Chaudhry Sahib had fallen ill after taking bath, and if he died, then it would leave a very bad impression on his family and friends who were newly converted Ahmadis, who had accepted the promised Messiah at that time. The result of these prayers was such that Chaudhry Sahib's health began to improve, and within 1 month, he was completely recovered. So from this incident, we know that the prayers of the promised Messiah had such power that whoever accepted him in his lifetime, they were blessed immensely with not only accepting the promised Messiah but also the answer to the acceptance of their prayers had also taken place. From the incident of Babu Abdur Rahman Sahib, we see that he is also a great example for us and also for the Khulafa, mainly Hazrat Khalifatul Masih Khamis Ayyadullah Ta'ala Birasr Aziz, who narrated this incident of Babu Abdur Rahman Sahib in his Friday sermon, stating that look at the miracle of the acceptance of prayers of the promised Messiah, that even in the most critical conditions, when they began praying to Allah Ta'ala, yet Allah Ta'ala answered and accepted their cries and their prayers. And He not only accepted their prayers, but He also blessed them eternally. Similarly, we have another incident of Hafiz Mubarak Ahmad Sahib, who relates that Hazrat Maulvi Nuruddin held Maulvi Khan Malik Sahib in great reverence because during years of education, he used to request him to pray that he may be able to achieve a high spiritual status. Khan Sahib had prayed for him and also told him that indeed he would achieve a very, very high spiritual status. Abdul Sattar Sahib, son of Abdullah Sahib, who had a vision 3 days before the earthquake that resulted as the fulfillment of the promised Messiah Islam's prophecy that Hazur was seated in his house, and he requested him to pray as the villagers were ill-treating them. Hazur responded in Punjabi that indeed that is what I do, to which he said that he should pray for them separately. And the promised Messiah Islam raised one hand and started to pray. The earthquake ensued, and thus he grabbed Hazrat Masih Maud so that he would not fall. After he woke up and he decided to travel to Qadian, he went to visit the promised Messiah who he said that this dream means that you will be saved, and repeated these words 3 times. Sometime later, his wife and daughter, they were afflicted with the plague. The villagers threatened them that if anything would happen to them, the villagers would not even give them a decent burial. As a result, he fervently prayed to Allah Ta'ala, and the words of the promised Messiah Islam were fulfilled to the letter, as they were all saved from the plague. So as you know that nowadays we are passing through the critical days of COVID-19, which unfortunately is consuming the lives of a lot of people. Yet as you know that we are the Jama'at that has accepted the promised Messiah as the Imam Mahdi. So it is very important for us to learn an important lesson from not only the promised Messiah but also from the companions of the promised Messiah, that Allah Ta'ala, as He used to speak to His righteous ones and His humble servants and prophets in the past, He even speaks to them now. In today's day and age, He still communicates with His loved ones. One great example we have is the example of another companion whose name is Hazrat Ghulam Rasul Sahib. He narrates his experience during his visit to Lahore, when the prophecy was published in the paper, which was fulfilled in the success of the lecture, which later became the philosophy of the teachings of Islam. At the time of his visit, he was suffering from a certain ailment. After the success of the lecture, he prayed to Allah Ta'ala and said that, "O Allah, if this is the person you have chosen and whose advent was prophesied by the Holy Prophet ﷺ, meaning the Prophet ﷺ, then please grant me complete recovery from this illness." His prayer was thus afflicted, and he never suffered from the illness again. So this is one more incident we have, which clearly narrates that those people who pray to Allah Ta'ala that He may enable them to accept the Imam Mahdi of the age, the only prayer they ever made to Allah Ta'ala was that, "Oh Allah, if this man is truthful in his claim, then please recover me from my illness." When they recovered, they completely realized that the promised Messiah Islam was very truthful in his claim. Hazur Anwar Ayyadullah Ta'ala Brasir Aziz states that there is a prophecy related to the illuminated star. And in Tazkara, the prophecy in the following words has been narrated that thereafter the manner in which this prophecy was fulfilled in the following: exactly on March 31st, 1907, the completion of 25 days from March 7th, a huge fiery flame appeared in the sky with a frightening flash and was observed over a distance of more than 700 miles to be falling upon the earth. Thousands of people watched this phenomenon, and some of them fell down senseless by its impact and to be administered water to revive. Most of those who observed it have described it as a fiery ball that appeared to fall upon the earth and then to rise towards the sky in the form of smoke. With the narration of these incidents, the aspiration is to revive a person's faith in the acceptance of prayers. These incidents were surely a source of strengthening of faith for the companions of the promised Messiah Islam. Therefore, we should follow this example and make very, very great efforts in supplicating to Allah Ta'ala that may He accept our prayers. Hazur Anwar Ayyadullah Ta'ala Brasir Aziz also in this Friday sermon urged Muslims around the world to pray for the world in peace in face of the looming catastrophic wars that the world is facing today. Hazur Anwar Ayyadullah Ta'ala Brasir Aziz informed viewers around the world that he is leaving for a tour of Canada and the US for a few weeks, and requested prayers for a successful tour for Jalsa. But one thing that we should keep in mind is the fact that these incidents that Hazur Anwar Ayyadullah Ta'ala Brasir Aziz he narrated in his Friday sermon are very, very golden, inspiring incidents. We see that the manifestation of these incidents is being accepted even today. It is taking place even today. So, inshallah, I will continue to narrate more incidents in my future sermons. अब जिन मैंने वाक़यात का आपके सामने जिक्र किया है, मैं उनका उर्दू तर्जुमा आपके सामने बयान कर देता हूँ. जैसे कि हम जानते हैं कि जिन आयत करीमा की मैंने आपके सामने तिलावत की थी, उनका उर्दू तर्जुमा यूं है: अल्लाह ताला के नाम के साथ जो बेइंतहा रहम करने वाला, बिन मांगे देने वाला और बार बार रहम करने वाला है, पढ़ता हूँ. अल्लाह ताला फरमाता है कि व अन्नल मसाजिदा लिल्लाहि व अन्नल मसाजिदा लिल्लाहि फला तदउ मअल्लाहि अहदा. और इसी तरह जो मैंने खुतबा आपके सामने बयान किया था, अल्लाह ताला फरमाता है कि ये भी लाजिम है कि एक इंसान जैसे दुनिया की राह में कोशिश करता है, वैसे ही खुदा की राह में भी کوشش کرے. اور جو خطبات میں نے آپ کے سامنے بیان کیے تھے ان میں ایک قبولیت دعا کا واقعہ جو میں آپ کے سامنے بیان کرتا ہوں وہ یوں ہے کہ حضرت مسیح موعود علیہ السلام کے صحابہ کرام رضوان اللہ علیہم کے چند واقعات جو ہیں ان میں سے سب سے پہلے صحابی جن کا قبولیت دعا کا واقعہ ہمارے سامنے پیش کیا گیا ہے وہ یوں ہیں کہ حضرت میاں محمد نواز خان صاحب رضی اللہ عنہ بیان کرتے ہیں کہ 1906 میں یہاں سیالکوٹ میں تعاون کا از حد زور و شور کا سامنا کر رہا تھا کہ رسالہ بند ہو گیا اور ہر طرف مردے ہی مردے نظر آ رہے تھے. مولوی مبارک احمد صاحب صدر میں مولا بخش صاحب کے مکان پر درس دے رہے تھے. میں لیٹا ہوا تھا, مجھے بھی تعاون کی الٹی نکل آئی. یعنی کہ میں نے دعا کی کہ اے میرے مولا, میں نے تو تیرے مامور کو مان لیا ہے, یعنی کہ حضرت مسیح موعود علیہ السلام کو مان لیا ہے, مجھے بھی گلٹی نکل آئی ہے. بس اب میں تو گیا, مگر خدا کی قدرت کے صبح تک وہ گلٹی غائب ہو گئی اور میرا ایک ساتھی محمد شاہ ہوا کرتا تھا, اس سے میں نے دیکھا کہ مرا پڑا ہے. محمد شاہ صاحب اور میں دونوں ایک کمرے میں ہی رہتے تھے, مگر عجیب بات یہ ہے کہ میں زندہ اس گلٹی سے یعنی کہ تعاون کی گلٹی سے بچ گیا اور میرا ساتھی اس گلٹی کے نتیجے میں وفات پا گیا. اسی طرح حضرت خلیفۃ المسیح الاول رضی اللہ عنہ فرماتے ہیں کہ میں ایک دفعہ جموں سے پیدل برائے گجرات کشمیر گیا. راستے میں گجرات کے قریب ایک جنگل میں نماز پڑھ رہا تھا اور میں نے دعا کی کہ اللہم انی اعوذ بک من الہم والحزن. میں نے یہ دعا نہایت زاری اور انتہائی اضطراب سے پڑھی اور اللہ تعالیٰ میرے حالات ٹھیک کر دے. کہتے ہیں کہ اس کے بعد اللہ تعالیٰ نے میری روزی کا سامان کچھ ایسا کر دیا کہ مجھے کبھی تنگی نہیں ہوئی, اور باوجود کوئی خاص کاروبار نہ کرنے کے بھی غائب سے ہزاروں روپے میرے پاس آتے گئے. اسی طرح ایک اور صحابی جو کہ حضرت مسیح موعود علیہ السلام کے صحابی ہیں, ان کا نام ہے حضرت امیر خان صاحب, فرماتے ہیں کہ 1915 کو میرے بچے عبداللہ خان کو جبکہ میں قادیان میں تھا تعاون نکلی اور 2 دن کی بخار نے اس شدت سے زور پکڑا کہ جب میں دفتر سے 4 بجے شام کے قریب گھر آیا تو اس کی نہایت خطرناک اور نازک حالت تھی. اس وقت میرے یہی ایک بچہ تھا. والدہ یعنی بچے کی ماں جو کئی دنوں سے اس کی تکلیف کو دیکھ دیکھ کر تڑپ رہی تھی, مجھے دیکھتی ہی زار زار روئی, اونچی آواز سے روئی اور بچے کو میرے پاس دے دیا. سخت گرمی کا موسم اور مکان کی تنگی اور تنہائی بھی تھی اور گھبراہٹ کو دوبالا بنا رہی تھی. مکان بھی تنگ, گرمی کا بھی موسم, اکیلے, اور اس پر یہ کہ بچہ بھی بہت زیادہ بیمار, تو گھبراہٹ اور بھی زیادہ بڑھ گئی تھی. کہتے ہیں میں نے بچے کو الفاظ کا عائدہ کیا کہ اے خدا, اے میرے پیارے خدا, اس نازک وقت میں تیرے سوا اور کوئی غم گزار اور حکیم نہیں مانتا, صرف ایک تیری ہی ذات ہے جو شفا بخش ہے. غرض ہے کہ میں اس خیال میں ایسا مستغرق ہوں, یک دل میں خیال ڈالا گیا کہ جو قرآن کریم کی دعا ہے کہ کل نہ یا نارو کونی بردم و سلامہ علی ابراہیم پڑھ کر بچے کے سر پر میں نے اپنا ہاتھ پھیرا. چنانچہ میں نے بچشم تر روتے ہوئے اسی طرح عمل شروع کیا, یہاں تک کہ چند منٹوں میں بچے کا بخار اتر گیا, صرف گلٹی باقی رہ گئی جو دوسرے دن آپریشن کرانے سے پھوٹ گئی اور 4-5 روز میں میرا بچہ بالکل شفایاب ہو گیا. اسی طرح حضرت چودھری امیر خان صاحب کا ایک واقعہ ہمارے سامنے پیش کیا جاتا ہے کہ چودھری امیر خان صاحب فرماتے ہیں کہ جب مجھے شفا خانہ ہوشیار پور علاج کراتے ایک عرصہ گزر گیا اور باوجود 3 دفعہ پاؤں کے آپریشن کرنے کے پھر بھی پاؤں اچھا نہ ہوا, تو ایک دن مسجد صحابہ نے یعنی انگریز نرس تھی جو بہت رحم دل تھی اور خلیق تھی, مجھے کہا اگر آپ اجازت دیں تو پاؤں کو ٹخنے سے کاٹ دیا جائے کیونکہ اب یہ ٹھیک نہیں ہو رہا, کیونکہ یہ ایک مختلف قسم کی بیماری ہے اور جو کہ ٹخنے کو بہت نقصان پہنچا رہی ہے. میں نے گھر والوں سے مشورہ کر کے اجازت دے دی. اس پر مس صاحبہ بیوی کو دوسرے کمرے میں لے گئی جس کمرے میں پاؤں کا کاٹنا پڑا. ابھی وہ پاؤں کاٹنے لگی تھی کہ آپریشن روم یعنی کہ یہ آپریشن بیوی کا ہونا تھا. میں نے ساتھ جانے کے لیے مس صاحبہ سے اجازت چاہی مگر اس نے کہا آپ یہیں رہیں. لہٰذا میں وہیں وضو کر کے نفلوں کی نیت کر کے دعا میں مصروف ہو گیا اور اسی خیال میں سجدہ کے اندر سر رکھ کر دعا میں نے انتہائی زور سے کی اور دعا یہ تھی کہ لا تقنطوا من رحمت اللہ. اور جب اس آواز کے ساتھ ہی میں نے مسجد میں سجدے سے سر اٹھایا کیا دیکھتا ہوں کہ مس صاحبہ وہ وہی نرس جو میری بیوی کا علاج کر رہی تھی میری طرف دوڑی آئی اور اس نے کہا کہ سرجن صاحب فرماتے ہیں کہ اس دفعہ میں خود زخم کو صاف کرتا ہوں اور پاؤں نہیں کاٹتا اس لیے کہ پاؤں کو ہر دفعہ کاٹا جا سکتا ہے یعنی کہ پاؤں کو تو پھر بھی کاٹا جا سکتا ہے مگر کاٹا ہوا پاؤں ملنا محال ہے. میں خدا کی اس قدرت نمائی اور ذرا نوازی کے سو جان سے قربان ہو جاؤں جس نے کرم خاکی پر ایسے نازک وقت میں لا تقنطوا کی بشارت سے معجزہ دکھایا اور پاؤں کٹنے سے بچ گیا. اسی طرح حضرت امیر خان صاحب رضی اللہ عنہ فرماتے ہیں کہ ایک دفعہ 1925 میں جبکہ بوجہ زیادتی اخراجات کے انجمن میں تخفیف ہوئی اور میں بھی تخفیف میں آ گیا اور اخراجات خانگی نے مجھے از حد پریشان کیا تو میں نے اس تنگی میں سوائے خدا کے آستانہ کے اور کوئی چارہ نہ دیکھا. اور فرماتے ہیں یہاں تک کہ رمضان مبارک آ گیا اور اس میں مزید دعاؤں کی توفیق بھی ملی اور پھر جب اعتکاف میں اور بھی سوز و گداز کے ساتھ دعاؤں کا موقع میسر آیا تب پنجابی میں ان کو الہام ہوا کہ دم مٹ جائے گا. لیکن جب اس بشارت پر بھی عرصہ گزر گیا اور تنگی نے بہت ستایا تو فارسی میں بشارت ہوئی کہ یعنی کہ چنانچہ اس کے غم نہ کرو جو بیماری جو ہے وہ مٹ جائے گی. چنانچہ اس بشارت کے چند دن بعد خدا تعالیٰ نے مجھے لڑکا عطا کیا جس کا نام محمود احمد ہے اور اس کے بعد میں اگست 1926 کو محکمہ اشتمال اراضیات میں تنخواہ 90 روپے ماہوار سب انسپکٹر ہو گیا. یعنی خدا تعالیٰ نے 30 روپیہ ماہوار کی بجائے 90 روپیہ ماہوار عطا فرما دیا. اسی طرح حضرت بابو عبد الرحمان صاحب رضی اللہ عنہ حضرت چودھری رستم علی صاحب رضی اللہ عنہ کے ساتھ اپنے ایک سفر کا ذکر کرتے ہوئے فرماتے ہیں کہ میں چودھری صاحب اور 2-3 اور احمدی ایک ٹانگے میں بیٹھ کر قادیان پہنچ گئے. یہ سڑک اول دفعہ دیکھی تھی. اتنے دھکے لگتے تھے کہ بس الامان بدن چور ہو جایا کرتا تھا. سارے رستے میں گڑھے پڑے ہوئے تھے. سڑک کیا مسل ایک کچی گوہر کے تھی. پھر اس کے بعد تو جب تک ریل تیار ہوئی اسی راستے سے کبھی تانگے میں اور کبھی پیادہ قادیان آتے رہے. ہاں تو قادیان پہنچ کر مہمان خانے میں ہم ٹھہرے. بعد میں اور چودھری صاحب حضرت اقدس کی خدمت میں حاضر ہوئے. حضرت صاحب مسلم مبارک کی چھت پر موجود تھے اور مسلم مبارک کی شمال کی طرف مختصر سی جگہ بشکل مسجد کی تشریف فرما رہے تھے اور تقریباً 10-12 دوسرے احباب حاضر ہوئے جن میں مولوی حکیم نور الدین صاحب اور مولوی عبد الکریم صاحب بھی تھے. بعد مصطفیٰ چودھری صاحب نے میرا تعارف کرایا. میں نے حقیر سی رقم جو ایک رومال میں بند تھی حسن صاحب کی خدمت میں پیش کی. حضور نے رومال لے کر رکھ دیا. تھوڑی دیر کے بعد میری درخواست پر حضور نے بیعت لی اور بعد بیعت ہونے کے سب حاضرین نے دعا کی. پھر حضرت صاحب نے رخصت ہو کر ہم کچے رستے سے بٹالہ پہنچے. پھر بٹالہ سے بذریعہ ریل اپنے گھر پر بٹالہ شہر میں پہنچ کے چونکہ تعمیر مکان کے دوران میں ہم اس کام کو بیچ میں چھوڑ کر قادیان چلے گئے تھے اس لیے واپس آ کر پھر یہ تعمیر مکان کا کام شروع کیا. بالخصوص چودھری رستم علی صاحب مرحوم کو بہت تشویش ہوئی کہ خدا نخواستہ اگر اس وقت وفات کا واقعہ ہو گیا. اس طرح کئی روز گزر گئے. چودھری رستم علی صاحب نے جب روزمرہ دریافت حال کے لیے تشریف لاتے اور تسلی دیتے اور فرماتے کہ میں حضرت صاحب کو روزمرہ دعا کے لیے لکھتا ہوں. ایک روز دن کا وقت تھا, مجھے خواب میں معلوم ہوا کہ میری ہمشیرہ مرحومہ کہہ رہی ہیں کہ دعا قبول ہو گئی ہے. آنکھ کھلنے پر میں نے اپنی بیوی اور اپنے بھائی اور لڑکوں سے کہا کہ ہمشیرہ ابھی یہاں پر کھڑی تھی اور کہہ رہی تھی کہ دعا قبول ہوگی, لیکن ہوا کیا؟ اس کے بعد بخار کی حرارت زیادہ سے زیادہ ہوتی گئی اور میں کئی روز تک بے ہوش رہا. سب گھر والوں کو مایوسی ہو گئی, بالخصوص چودھری رستم علی صاحب مرحوم کو بہت تشویش ہوئی کہ خدا نخواستہ اس وقت اگر وفات ہو گئی تو سب کہیں گے کہ یہ بیعت کرنے کا نتیجہ ہے اور بہت خراب اثر گھر والوں پر پڑے گا اور دوستوں پر بھی جنہوں نے اس کے ساتھ بیعت کی ہے. چودھری صاحب مرحوم دعا میں لگے رہے اور صحت کے لیے روزمرہ حضرت صاحب حضرت مسیح علیہ السلام کی خدمت میں دعائے خطوط لکھتے رہے. خدا کا شکر ہے کہ مجھے آرام ہوا اور 1 مہینے کے اندر بالکل آرام ہو گیا. ہم نے عید کی نماز کا دنوں میں عید کی نماز بھی پڑھی. الحمدللہ جیسے کہ اللہ تعالیٰ نے خوب خواب میں دکھایا تھا تو دعا قبول ہو گئی, وہی بات پوری ہو گئی. تو ان واقعات سے ہمیں معلوم ہوتا ہے کہ حضرت مسیح علیہ السلام کے صحابہ کرام رضوان اللہ علیہم کے زمانے میں بھی اللہ تعالیٰ ان کی دعائیں قبول کرتا رہا ہے. اور جیسے کہ ہم جانتے ہیں کہ آج کے زمانے میں بھی حضرت خلیفۃ المسیح خامس اید اللہ تعالیٰ برس العزیز کے نمونے میں بھی اللہ تعالیٰ نہ ہی صرف آپ اید اللہ تعالیٰ برس العزیز کی دعاؤں کو قبول کرتا ہے, بلکہ اللہ تعالیٰ ان تمام احباب جماعت کی دعائیں بھی قبول کرتا ہے جو کہ اللہ تعالیٰ کے حضور گریہ ازاری کے ساتھ دعا کرتے ہیں اور حضرت خلیفۃ المسیح کو باقاعدگی سے خطوط بھی لکھتے ہیں. تو ہمیں یاد رکھنا چاہیے کہ بہت ضروری ہے کہ اگر ہم چاہتے ہیں کہ اللہ تعالیٰ ہماری دعائیں قبول کرے تو ہم کثرت سے نوافل پڑھیں اور اللہ تعالیٰ کے حضور زیادہ سے زیادہ استغفار کریں کہ اللہ تعالیٰ ہماری دعاؤں کو قبول کرتا چلا جائے. نہ ہی صرف اس مہینے میں ہماری دعاؤں کو قبول کرے بلکہ اگلے سالوں میں بھی ہمارے ہر دن کو ہر لحاظ سے بابرکت کرے. At the end, before I finish my sermon, there are few requests for prayers for some members of the Jama'at who are facing certain circumstances at the moment, whereas they are being subjected to face certain circumstances which are having a deep effect on their relationships and their families. So it is a humble request that we continue praying for these members of the Jama'at. And if there is anyone who would like me to request a prayer for anyone, especially in the last day of Ramadan, I will be reading out certain names and requests of prayers of members of our Jama'at who can also email me or text me at the number of 289-923-2084 in case there are certain prayers that need to be requested from me or from Hazur Anwar Ayyuddin Birasir Aziz. Please continue to pray that may Allah Ta'ala enable this month of Ramadan to be blessed by all means. So please text me at my number 289-923-2084. If there are any prayers that need to be requested, I will inshallah try my best to narrate them and mention them on the final day of dua, on the last day of Ramadan. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala ali Muhammadin wa barik wa sallim innaka hamidum majid.